Let us consider this example. In this example, bicyclo compound consisting one carbon attached to bromine. Bicyclo compound of which one carbon attached to bromine. This one upon elimination, which product we are going to get? So with respect to this Br, as we know that Br is good leaving group, and obviously E2 elimination, and more substituted product is major product. That is clear. Means stage of elimination has to take place. Now with respect to this Br containing carbon, which is alpha carbon, and with respect to this one, this carbon is beta and this carbon also beta. There are two beta carbon atoms with respect to this one we are expecting two products. The two products we are going to write like this. Here two products. One is this one, another one we are getting product this one. So which one is major? Generally we are getting doubt. So with respect to this Br, there are two beta hydrogens, of which if this beta hydrogen abstracted, we are getting this product. If base abstracts this beta hydrogen, we are getting this product. Now here formed alkene is a more substitute one, because this double bond carbon, if you compare, this double bond carbon is attached to one alkyl group, and this double bond carbon is attached to two alkyl groups. Total three alkyl groups, try substituted one. Whereas here this one double bond carbon is attached to one alkyl group, and this double bond carbon also attached to one alkyl group. Here disubstituted. Obviously our answer is very clear. Trisubstituted alkene is a major product. In general we are expecting. But if you think clearly, if you observe clearly, you are not supposed to get this one, not even minor product. This is not major. Don't expect major. This one is not even minor, because here bridgehead carbon in general do not participate in double bond formation. If it is so, here this carbon will be sp2 hybridized. Being sp2 hybridized, trigonal planar geometry it is going to adopt according to Brett's rule. According to Brett's rule, here bicyclo compound, bridgehead carbon never becomes sp2. Never becomes sp2 in the sense here that carbon do not participate in double bond formation. That carbon do not participate in carbocation formation. Don't forget that according to Brett's rule. But let us go for next example. Here bromine attached here and hydrogen here. With respect to this bromine containing carbon, both carbon atoms are beta. So this hydrogen has to abstract. Ultimately we are getting product here like this. We are getting product. So in this case, are you getting only here we are expecting only one product, right? But frankly here there is no product formation. Why? Because just now we mentioned that if this Br has to leave, it is going to get alkene character. That means that bridgehead carbon is going to take part in alkene formation. Such one do not happens because of bridgehead carbon never becomes sp2. Okay, but this Brett's rule or bridgehead carbon is not going to bear any positive charge or it do not form any double bond, means pi bond. That rule is applicable for bicyclo compounds which possess less than or equal to 8 carbon atoms. If more than 8 carbon atoms are there, means in general we are saying if rings are large size, then Brett's rule is not going to obey. Let us consider this example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 carbon atoms are there. More than 8 carbon atoms are there. In this case, steric strain we are not supposed to consider, and we are getting product here not according to Brett's rule. Here we are getting product double bond with respect to bridgehead. So we used to learn three cases. Case 1, here bromine do not attach to bridgehead carbon, it attached to adjacent to the bridgehead, and we are expecting two products with respect to both beta hydrogens, of which here we are not supposed to consider which one is more substituted, which one is less substituted. Here what you have to consider, whether bridgehead carbon is going to form pi bond or not. So in order to form pi bond, it should possess, must and should possess more than 8 carbon atoms. Right now, which ring we considered? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7 carbon atoms are there. So because of 8 carbon atoms are not there, here it should follow Brett's rule. That means it should follow Brett's rule means bridgehead carbon do not able to form any positive charge, or bridgehead carbon never becomes trigonal planar, or bridgehead carbon do not form pi bond. So in such a case, even though this one looks like more substituted alkene, but here it is not more substituted alkene, and this one is not formed. Even though more substituted alkene, this one not formed. Even though less substituted alkene, this is the only product we are getting. Even we are not getting in minor quantities this one. We are getting only one product here. Next example, not supposed to attach leaving group to adjacent to bridgehead, directly leaving group attached to bridgehead. In such a case, in general, if you think again, you are getting 2 beta hydrogens, of which either of the hydrogen base can abstract. In such a case, you are getting only one product. So we are expecting like that, but frankly, what happened? This reaction do not takes place. This reaction do not takes place means here elimination is not possible again because of Brett's rule. So why Brett's rule is saying like that? Simple man. Here whenever this ring, actually this one is 3-dimensional one, and this carbon will be 2-dimensional. Trigonal planar means 2-dimensional geometry. So this ring has to come from 3-dimensional to 2-dimensional. If it's so, ring opening has to take place. I am repeating. Why Brett's rule is saying that it is not possible to form pi bond at bridgehead carbon? Simple is, in case of bicyclic compounds, this carbon is 3-dimensional, this carbon is 3-dimensional. Actually tetrahedral geometry it is going to possess. Whereas when it comes like this, that bridgehead carbon particularly becomes to sp2 trigonal planar. So trigonal planar sp2 means that ring has to open. That's why here it is not supposed to get, you are not supposed to get any product in this case. Let's come to third case. In this case, we are having 9 carbon atoms in ring. So in such a case, if ring consists more than 8 carbon atoms, obviously we can expect what we call pi bond with respect to bridgehead. So this one is possible, this product is possible. Now, cis 1-chloro 2-methyl cyclohexane. Cis 1-chloro 2-methyl cyclohexane upon elimination. Here two substituents are there, 1-chloro 2-methyl. If both are in cis, both are cis means we can write both are in same side like this. So 1-chloro 2-methyl we are showing like this. Second example, trans 1-chloro 2-methyl cyclohexane. This one upon E2 elimination, how many products we are getting? Trans means 1-chloro here like this and methyl is like this. So cis 1-chloro 2-methyl cyclohexane, trans 1-chloro 2-methyl cyclohexane. Of these two, upon E2 elimination, what products we are going to get? Let us check. So instead of writing in the trigonal planar structure means the cyclohexane trigonal planar structure, I am going to write a chair conformation. And so to understand this one, first of all you should have basic awareness regarding cyclohexane structure. So here cyclohexane chair conformation I am going to consider because of we need to explain E2 elimination only based on chair conformation. Directly we are not supposed to explain by considering trigonal planar structure of cyclohexane. So here both Cl and methyl are in cis. That means if Cl is in axial position, this equatorial position occupied by hydrogen and this methyl group again occupied by equatorial position, this is hydrogen. Now with respect to this Cl, it is good leaving group. With respect to this Cl containing carbon, this carbon is alpha carbon and this carbon is beta carbon. Now beta carbon possesses hydrogen. And with respect to this alpha carbon, this has 2 hydrogens. One is axial hydrogen, another one is equatorial hydrogen. Here 2 hydrogens are there, axial and equatorial. Now, as we mentioned that, here for elimination, E2 elimination, anti-periplanar, looks like anti-periplanar, this one if you observe here. So this hydrogen is below the plane and this is the bond, and with respect to this bond, this is again above the plane. These two are anti-periplanar. Now base has to approach here to this particular hydrogen and this CH bond electrons will be shifted towards this carbon and this Cl has to leave away, and that is one possibility. Regarding that we are getting one product. In such a case, double bond formation takes place in between the methyl group containing carbon and other carbon. Here one more possibility is there with respect to this leaving group. Again, this carbon is alpha carbon, this carbon is beta carbon, this beta carbon consists two hydrogens. Again, one is the axial hydrogen, another one is equatorial hydrogen. Here with respect to this leaving group, anti-periplanar or anti-coplanar geometry maintains this one. So this hydrogen and this chlorine are anti-periplanar. Now base has to come and approach this hydrogen. Resultant, these electrons are shifted towards this carbon and leaving group has to leave away. So here one more means a newly formed double bond in between these two carbon atoms. So product variation, if you observe here, in first case pi bond is formed in between the carbon which consists methyl group and other carbon. In second case, pi bond is formed in between two different carbon atoms, but here methyl group containing carbon is not involved. So out of these two, which one is more product, major product or more predominant? Again, Sage-Joff product, this one is Sage-Joff product. Sage-Joff product, more substituted alkene is major. In this case, less substituted alkene, Hoffman product, this will be minor. So when we consider cis 1-chloro-2-methyl cyclohexane, E2 elimination we need to explain by considering chair conformation, because in chair conformation we can notice that anti-periplanar geometry or anti-coplanar geometry, and with respect to this leaving group there are two beta hydrogens. Both beta hydrogens are in different environments. One beta hydrogen containing carbon attached to methyl and other beta carbon attached to both are hydrogens only, of which one I mentioned as axial, another one is equatorial. So here equatorial hydrogen is not going to take part in the reaction, only axial hydrogen is going to take part in the hydrogen. Let us consider this trans 1-chloro-2-methyl cyclohexane. Trans 1-chloro-2-methyl cyclohexane, 1-chloro-2-methyl, chlorine and methyl are trans, and again for this one I am going to consider half chair conformation. Here both are trans, chlorine and methyl are trans. So first carbon chlorine here, second carbon methyl here, means both chlorine and methyl are attached in equatorial positions, axial positions only. So 1,2 diaxial or 1,2 di-equatorial both indicates trans position. Here these two are in trans. Now with respect to this leaving group, this carbon is alpha carbon, this carbon is beta carbon, this carbon is again beta carbon. This beta carbon consists two hydrogens, one is in equatorial position, another one is in axial position like this. Now as it is similar to the earlier one, but here base cannot approach to this carbon. See here with respect to this Cl, methyl group is there in anti-position, anti-periplanar position. So base cannot approach to methyl group because of methyl group also electron releasing, means electron rich. Simultaneously here approaching base also electron rich, that's why there is no scope to attack upon this methyl group containing carbon. And here equatorial hydrogen not support for E2 elimination, because E2 elimination takes place in anti-periplanar geometry. Here this hydrogen, equatorial hydrogen is syn, in nothing but both are in same side, Cl and this hydrogen both are same side, syn or cis, whereas the Cl and CH3 are trans. So there is no scope to the base attack to this beta hydrogen. Here only one possibility out of these two hydrogens. Again equatorial hydrogen is not supposed to approach by base, because of base when approaches to equatorial hydrogen, obviously these two are in syn periplanar, and now base has to approach to this anti, means with respect to this one opposite or anti periplanar, this one. So this hydrogen only is going to abstract. Ultimately you are getting only one product, one possibility like this, and this methyl group remains as such. So here it is very clear, cis 1-chloro-dimethyl cyclohexane gives two products, of which major product is Sage-Joff elimination and minor product is Hoffman product, whereas trans 1-chloro-2-methyl cyclohexane gives only one product, that is Hoffman product, that only product, there is no Sage-Joff product, only Hoffman product. Now let us consider next example. Let us see, in this example cyclohexane consists three substituents. One is methyl, another one is chlorine, another one is isopropyl group. Three substituents are there. Now these three substituents, how these are arranged here? Isopropyl and chlorine both are in cis with respect to each other. Methyl and chlorine are trans with respect to each other. Methyl and isopropyl are trans with respect to each other. So now I am going to draw the same structure in chair conformation, half chair conformation. Now I am going to place chlorine. So this chlorine I am going to fix here. You can write any one, means axial or equatorial, or out of these 6 carbon atoms anywhere you can write. So because here for my comfort, it means I want to show that E2 elimination anti-periplanar. So for that sake of convenience I am going to draw like this. So chlorine, with respect to this chlorine next adjacent carbon attached to isopropyl, these two are cis. These two are cis, means this one is in axial position, obviously this one will be equatorial position. Axial and equatorial 1 and 2 adjacent positions, axial and equatorial are cis. Adjacent positions both are axial or both are equatorial, that is nothing but a trans. Hope you got the point here. Now with respect to this chlorine 1, 2, 3 at third carbon, methyl group is in anti, means a trans position. With respect to chlorine 1, 2 and 3, here methyl group is in anti. So this one is axial. If again you draw here axial, both axials are cis or syn. Here equatorial we have to write here methyl group here. Now this one upon E2 elimination, here it is very clear, both methyl and isopropyl groups occupy equatorial position, and with respect to this leaving chlorine, this carbon is alpha carbon, and adjacent carbon, this carbon and this carbon, both are beta carbon atoms. Now this beta carbon contains isopropyl group in equatorial position, and hydrogen is in axial position. And with respect to this one hydrogen is in axial position and another hydrogen is in equatorial position, like this. So base now has to abstract either of these two, either this axial hydrogen or this axial hydrogen. So resultant you are getting two products with respect to this axial hydrogen or with respect to this axial hydrogen at beta carbons. So what are the two products here? Methyl group as such here in equatorial position. There is no change in their position. Assume that double bond formation between these two carbon atoms and this isopropyl group as such. So here disubstituted alkene. And one more possibility here along with that, if double bond formation takes place in between these two carbon atoms, then here this one becomes trigonal planar and isopropyl group like that, and here methyl group remains as such. In this case, this formed alkene or cyclohexene is a tri-substituted one. So it is very clear this one is a major product and this one is a minor product. So major product and minor product, it is very clear. And approaching base also, here with respect to this approaching base, isopropyl group and methyl group both do not cause any steric hindrance. So here attacking free, and out of these two more substituted, this one major product which is Sedgwick product, and other one is minor product which is Hoffman product. Next, same example, but I used to change chlorine position, and here methyl and chlorine both are syn, means the same side, and isopropyl chlorine both are opposite side. For example, here chlorine we are going to fix this position. With respect to chlorine, adjacent carbon, either this one or this one, either of these two, adjacent carbon should bear isopropyl group in anti position, means again axial position. Here this is isopropyl group. And with respect to this chlorine, 1, 2, 3, third carbon, 1, 2, 3, third carbon attached to methyl, which is syn. That's why here again methyl group. So for this structure, if you want to write a half chair conformation, you are getting like this. And you know very well, ring flipping also possible. During ring flipping, all axial positions converts into equatorial positions. Here this Cl equatorial, this isopropyl group equatorial, and this methyl group also equatorial. So you consider either of these two structures, both are structures are interconvertible here. And this one upon elimination, with respect to this chlorine, means with respect to this chlorine, this carbon is alpha carbon and this carbon beta, this carbon beta. There are two beta carbon atoms, and this beta carbon containing hydrogen is in equatorial position and axial position blocked by isopropyl group. So base cannot approach this isopropyl group containing, means this beta carbon containing equatorial hydrogen, because of both are in the same side or syn. And here with respect to this beta carbon, this one is axial and this one is equatorial. So here there are two hydrogens are there, but base has to come and approach to axial one only, but not equatorial one. So base prefers to abstract proton from here, and these electrons goes and this Cl has to leave. This elimination only happens, but here with respect to this one, elimination is not possible. Resultant, we are getting only one product. We are getting only one product. Result, that is here double bond formation, here methyl group as such, and here isopropyl group as such. So in first case, we are getting two products. Out of the two products, we can predict which one is major and which one is minor. Means one is Sajow product, another one is Hoffman product. And in second case, you are getting only one product, that is in general Hoffman product. There is no Sajow product. Now, if you are going to place deuterium here, same structure I am going to consider. Suppose here Cl is there and here isopropyl group is there. Here hydrogen is there, equatorial position, and here deuterium is there in the axial position. Of course, again I am going to keep equatorial here. This one upon elimination, see this one upon elimination, in previous session already we learned primary kinetic isotopic effect and secondary kinetic isotopic effect. This deuterium is involving in bond, this CD bond breaking is involving in rate determining step. Hence, here CD bond breaking is 8 times less compared to CH bond breaking. Of course, there is no scope for axial hydrogen here with respect to the Cl. There is no axial hydrogen. There are only two possibilities. First one, possibility number one, elimination should stop. There is no more elimination. And the second one, base has to abstract this deuterium rather than hydrogen. Again, CD bond breaking requires more energy. That means you are getting only one product. That is without any deuterium. Here you are getting here hydrogen only, and this isopropyl group remains same. Now I am going to interchange the axial and equatorial positions, as here deuterium, here hydrogen axial, and this isopropyl group as such. In this case, base has to come and happily approaches this hydrogen. These electrons will be shifted and leaving group departs. Then we are getting product here. Deuterium, like this deuterium remains same. In this case, deuterium containing product you are not supposed to get. Here deuterium containing product you are getting. And here rate is very, very less. Here rate is more. So we are getting products like this. Either of these two cases, you are not getting any more than one product. You are getting only one product because of absence of hydrogen, axial hydrogen at other beta carbon atom. Let us consider E2 elimination in vinyl halides. Vinyl halides, in previous session we already learned that if double bonded carbon directly attached to halogen atom, that is what we call vinyl halide. This one is example for that vinyl bromide. Now in vinyl bromide, this double bonded carbon containing hydrogen, and this double bonded carbon, one of the hydrogen I am going to replace with our two alkyl groups. Now that two alkyl groups are anti with respect to each other. This is what we call the trans RZ isomer, this one. Now in this case, Nr2 minus, which is strong base, this base has to come and approach this hydrogen, and these electrons will be shifted like this, and this one has to leave. So in case of vinyl halides, E2 elimination is possible. Previous session we learned that in case of vinyl halides, substitution SN1 and SN2 do not take place because they do not form stable carbocation, and rare side attacking also not possible. Of course, here elimination how possible, sir? Here base is not going to approach the double bond containing carbon, and instead of that base approaches to the hydrogen. So and that CH bond electrons are shifted towards next carbon, and leaving group will depart. Here also leaving group must and should be good leaving group. And we are getting alkyne as product. Here rate of elimination, rate of Z is greater than E. In case of E again, syn periplanar, you are getting In case of trans, you are getting anti-periplanar. So E2 elimination here completed.